Welcome back to NsomniaksDream, and today I wanted to try and do a little first impressions demo slash tutorial with the I Love You So Mochi collection from NYX. They were wonderful enough to send me the little collection, which was really an amazing surprise because I don't really get PR. I asked you guys on Instagram if you were down to see some first impression slash review videos of this collection, the Gypsy Shrine glitters and the Suva beauty shadows. And most of you responded that you wanted to see all of them, which is pretty exciting. So this is the first of the three, and we'll see how the style goes. I've never talked throughout a tutorial before, and I have never done a review on this channel, which is pretty crazy because I've been on YouTube for 7 years and I have never done a review video, unless I'm forgetting one. Quickly to show you what there is in this collection, there are 2 eyeshadow palettes. Show these guys. There are 2 highlighter palettes. And then they have their new line of Powder Puff Lippies, which are these guys. The, of course, very fun part of getting to squish the shadows that everyone can't resist doing because it is incredibly fun. It's like popping bubble wrap. Just can't resist it. Of course, you guys know me, I would jump into this palette over the neutral one any day. So this is the look that I created, just winging it off of filming. If you guys are digging this look and want to see how to recreate it, or if you just want to see how it's done but have no intention of ever wearing it because it's totally not your style, then let's just jump right into it and please keep watching. Alright, so jumping right into this one. Obviously by now this collection's been out for a little while, probably even longer in like the social media world, so I've seen tons and tons of people play with it, so I'm not gonna go crazy with showing you how you can squish every single eyeshadow. The whole idea being, if you haven't seen them anywhere, is that they are like a squishy texture for all of them. So when I'm doing colorful looks, I tend to like jumping in with my eyeshadow first. It's just personal preference, so if you are the opposite, just like reverse the tutorial. Priming my eyes with the NYX high definition eyeshadow base. If you're someone who loves to prime their eyes for shadow with concealer, go right ahead. I've personally never done it, more like never tried it, but anything with a heavy consistency on my skin always tends to crease and move, so I just don't try that when it comes to eyeshadows. Just gonna see where inspiration takes me. This is one I'm gonna start with, obviously, because I want to play with all the really fun colors. I think I might do like the blues and teals on the eye and then have some of the pinks for underneath. See how it goes. If it goes terribly, whatever. Apply this to like the inner and outer corner of my eyes. Oh, they're really shimmery. Kind of expected they all look shimmery in the pan. More than assumed that would be the case, which is gonna be kind of fun, making an entire eye look at a shimmer. The more neutral palette of the collection looks like it does have some mattes, although I'm gonna assume they're more like a satin finish because the actual texture of these shadows with their like squishiness I don't think really lends itself to a proper matte. It's just never the ones I'm drawn to. I always want the insanely bright ones in collections. I tend to carry my shadows always a little bit above my crease if you really want it to be seen more than when you're just looking down, then you tend to carry it up a little bit higher. And for the center of my eyes, I'm going to jump into probably a mix. Whoops, there's a film on that. I'm gonna jump into these 2 colors, same brush. We're in the same color sphere with the cool tones, so you don't really need to change brushes for this. With the yellow, I'm gonna apply this to the inner corners as hopefully like a pop of color. We'll see how pigmented the yellow is. Not bad. A good shimmer yellow is actually like amazing to have, because the one thing I always found about my sugar pill shadows is that the yellow is beautiful as a matte, it is stunning, but when you want that one crazy color to pop in like a rainbow of shades, yellow is a really good one to have like ding. You can keep this more centered around your actual eyelid if it's not your style to go far out, but I just want to see more of the color. I'm gonna grab this shade from the neutral palette, which is the one that looks the most matte. I'm gonna apply this over top of where the teal is sitting to soften it out and blend up. Not bad actually, way more matte than I thought it would be. I thought it would have a bit more of a sheen, just because of the texture in general of these shadows. Maybe not so much if you're doing the neutral one, but with the colorful one, the only thing that's limiting is that the fact that they are all shimmers, I like the brightness, but it does mean that you can't build that depth to your eyes. Right now I'm just all shiny. And try the black that's in here. Now mind you, it's a sparkle black, but I'm gonna see if I can add a little bit more definition to that crease. So I'm not trying to actually like counteract the shimmer. I mean, I'm embracing that for this look, that it is a shimmery eye look. It's more just, I wanna make sure that with the different tonal values that it actually would read from afar a little bit better. But I don't mind if it is a little bit crazy and bright. Sorry, I have a bad habit of holding multiple brushes in my hand at one time. Probably doesn't make for the best visual. From here, I am going to throw on foundation. I do not have a holy grail foundation in the slightest, so I kind of just jump around. Rainforest of the Sea Water Foundation. I don't use this enough to remember if I even like this. Could do this all pretty, or I could just draw my face like a child. Option 2 sounds best. Please excuse the fact that I am using the smallest little sponge imaginable. All of my actual sponges right now are being washed. All right, yeah, there's a reason I don't wear this foundation a lot. It shows a lot of texture on my skin. So I will keep the application really light because I know if I go any thicker, it is going to look so cakey, it's so gross. This is the Tarte Amazonian Clay 12-Hour Concealer. Again, something else I have never used before, so let's see. Don't mind the color. Just gonna use my Ben Nye neutral set. If you are not new here and you've seen some of my other tutorials, you'll know that I use the Ben Nye neutral set like crazy. I use it to set all of my cream makeups in my face painting tutorials. And as with both my face painting tutorials and my regular makeup, I tend to just enjoy pressing powders into my skin. So much less chance of moving the cream products that I've laid down. Because they gave me the Epic Ink liner in this little kit, I don't know where I put it. I'm going to use it, because why not? Those are nowhere near even, are they? Might have to correct that. Better. I'm gonna grab the yellow again, and then after that I'm gonna grab a mix of the two pinks that are in the palette. And then the difference isn't super noticeable, but for the inner corner ones, I'm just using that more purple tone pink that's in the corner. And I think it's more of a pink that probably has a little bit of a shift to it. Whereas the hot pink is a little bit more of that warm tone color. As you can see, I carry my shadows a lot further away from the eye than most people would, so if you're not as down for that, you can always just keep it a lot closer to the lash line. I've never shied away from color in my makeup, so I like people to be able to see it. I'm going to quickly line my eyes with black liner, both the upper and lower waterline, and this is just with the Makeup Forever Aqua XL pencil. For mascara, I'm just gonna use the Essence Lash Princess. It's probably been my favorite for a good little while now. That and the Roller Lash are probably my favorite mascaras. Nope. I applied that one wrong. Might have just vetoed those. I need to get a different pair. This kind of crap does not happen when I'm like becoming like a sea monster. But no, try to look good. And suddenly, problems galore. For a bronzer, I'm just gonna use my Makeup Forever bronzer. It's pretty good for, whoops, forgot I did that. This doesn't normally fall out. I just actually popped mine out way back when and I forgot that I'd done that. For blush, I'm gonna use my Hourglass Mood Exposure. I am going to jump to the lighter palette for the highlight palette since it calls my name a little bit more. I'm torn between these two. Let's just mix them. How about that? We'll just mix them. I'm gonna use this brush of the ones that they sent with the little kit. It is definitely more of a glitter reflect kind of highlight. I like things that are ridiculous and over the top, but I would say that it definitely does not read as like one of those glowy natural highlights that a lot of people like. There's one thing I will say I picked up from hanging around with Jordy, especially in LA. It was how crazy good she makes lashes look. And the little nose highlight. I don't rock it nearly as well as her, not even close, but it is really fun and I kind of got addicted to doing it. Brows I'm gonna do really quickly. Probably gonna keep them pretty natural looking too because I don't want to deal with super precise brows right now. I just want them to look a little bit fuller, but I'm not aiming for a defined brow in the slightest. Last is, of course, lips. I think I want to try this one. I like it. It's actually not as bad as I would have thought. I would have thought that there'd be zero control with an applicator like this. I'm most surprised that the edge actually looks pretty clean. I would have expected like a really feathered out kind of application with this. I think I want it a little bit cooler. I'm gonna throw a little bit of the pink shade in the highlighter palette on top. All right, that is the look I came up with the I Love You So Mochi collection. Thoughts of first using it is, one, I think it's really fun. I love that there's like the crazy bright fun colored palette, and I also like that for more people who maybe aren't quite as adventurous, there is the more neutral palette since that seems a little bit more friendly. Definitely something that you would need to pair with like your regular makeup or your matte palette since there really isn't much in regards to that. The pigmentation is pretty freaking good. I definitely think that both palettes sit in like the middle tonal wise. There's really no super lights or super darks. The black is a darker color, but it reads almost like a charcoal with a lot of glitter in it, so it's not like a deep black, and the light colors have such a reflective duochrome to them that they're really not like a bright white. The lip products, the applicator is a little bit weird, but like I said, pleasantly surprised, actually really easy to work with and very easy to use. At least with something like this, when you start getting towards the end, you actually can like make sure you get all of the product that you want from it. So it's a little bit nicer than say like a liquid lipstick where you're probably gonna leave a lot of it in the container by the end of it. Yeah, thank you guys as always so much for watching. If you did enjoy, please hit that like button. That would definitely help me know if you are feeling these or not. I love getting your guys' feedback on what you wanna see. So if you are enjoying or not enjoying something, please let me know in the comments. I really appreciate any kind of feedback, whether it's constructive criticism or enjoyments. Thank you guys as always so much for watching. I of course will see you next video. So until then, bye guys.